Good afternoon, everybody. This is Travis Jaden, co-founder of Sunday Dinner Podcast. Today we have bring you a special event, a special treat. Um, Man needs no introduction, but I'm gonna give him one anyway. This man is a personal trainer, y'all, a music director, entrepreneur, piano teacher, my best man at my wedding, my spiritual mentor, and can I say single, the one and only Derek Spain, y'all.
What up? What up? What up? What up?
How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great, cuz. Doing great, bro. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How you doing this Wednesday evening, afternoon so far?
Man, I'm enjoying it, bro. I actually got the day off today, so
Oh,
I'm
nice.
enjoying every bit of it, man. Yeah, yeah. So normally you go grinding 24/7, man. Grinding from first thing in the morning to late in the evening, man. So I didn't get home like 10 o'clock last night, man, from training so late,
I
man.
get it.
So
Oh, yeah, big
yeah, yeah,
schedule I
yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah. Real
Okay,
big schedule, man.
okay. So today this podcast is brought to you by Travis Jada, Sunday Dinner, co-founder. And the topic today is creative ways personal trainers are approaching life in the pandemic landscape. You ready?
Mm. Yes, sir.
So first question, how long
Okay.
have you been a personal trainer?
13 years, going on 14.
What made you start doing personal training?
Man, to be honest, like I didn't even have initially I didn't even have ambitions of being a personal trainer, man. I was just really into fitness. I was, very athletic growing up. And what really got me into it was a friend of mine, she actually knew how big I was into fitness at the time. And she just asked me to train her. And so and the crazy thing is, man, like, mostly when people hire personal trainers, they want to, lose a lot of weight, get in good health and stuff like that, and get more fit. The crazy thing is, man, she actually wanted to gain weight. First client ever actually wanted to gain weight. She was real skinny and was like, well, I'm tired of not having no butt. I want, bigger butt. I want bigger thighs, different things like that. She was like, I don't know how to do it though without getting fat. So I was like, well, I was skinny and put on muscle. I was skinny all my life and I put muscle on. So I was like, well, I know how to put healthy weight on, what I'm saying, without you getting fat. So I said, I guess I can do the best I can. I've never trained anybody before, but I'll do the best I can. So she was like, all right, cool. So I took her out to the park and just started applying what I know. What I'm saying? I prayed about it. I said, God, you got to help me. What I'm saying? I really want to help her get some results. So within about probably about no, definitely no more than 4 weeks. Within like 4 weeks of us starting, she had already called me from the mall and was like, "Man, I gotta buy all new jeans. I gotta buy new pants and stuff like that because I can't even fit my jeans no more." And she was so happy because she had gotten thicker, but she would still stay lean. And so her friends asked her how she do it, so she told them, and then a couple of her friends started training with me, and then helped them get results. And then their friend, they told some other friends about me, and so it just kept building up from there and there. You know what I'm saying? So everything was really about word of mouth. People just kept getting results. I just kept helping them. So eventually, after doing that for several years, actually, um, I was like, you know what? Let me just, if I'm going to do this, I want to do it for real. So I finally went to school, looked up one of the top 3 schools online, which is ISSA. Um, and that's where I signed up, got certified. And then I just kept continuing to get certifications after that, in nutrition and athletic body and balance, sports science.
Hey,
And
Derek,
so,
can you repeat the
yeah.
name of that school again that you went to online for personal training? I just want
Um,
the people that's watching to know just in case they have the passion or drive to pursue what you're doing right now, they'll be able to go to that school and click that link and
oh
below.
yeah, no problem. No problem. It's ISSA, International Sports Science Association. One
Okay.
of the top 3 schools in the world to go to, man.
Where's that school
Information.
located? Basic campus.
Um, well, it's actually an online school. We actually do school online, but they're also NCCA certified as well, which is the gold standard, which is the national gold standard for certifications. So they actually send someone out to proctor your exams and everything like that, to make sure that you're well certified and well knowledgeable of you know,
Okay.
to be a
How
personal
long is
trainer.
the
So,
course for somebody that wants to do this and go to that school? How long is normally a course?
8 months.
8 months?
Yeah,
Is
eight
it
months.
every day, bi-weekly? How you do the quarters?
Um, for me, it was it's an everyday thing. They have different quizzes that you can take, what I'm saying, to make sure that you're up to date and stuff like that. When you're ready to take certain quizzes, then they'll let you take the quiz, they'll send the quiz to you and you can take the quiz and everything like that. But yeah, typically the course takes about 8 months. For some, it can be longer. You can, if you need longer before you take your final exam, you can get it extended and stuff like that. But typically about 8 months.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate the information, man. I didn't know anything about that. What's
Sure.
bizarre to me and it sounds so simple. I never heard of anybody going to a personal trainer to gain weight. That is new to me. And I'm pretty sure
Mm-hmm.
a lot of followers like, oh yeah, like I said, we're gonna lose weight, we're gonna get toned for the summer, we try to get healthy. But the first time I ever heard
I kind of lost your voice for a minute.
I said that's real good information. Just
Okay.
going back and forth as far as people wanting to gain weight. That's new to me.
Mm, right.
Second question. How has the pandemic affected personal training?
Now for a lot of personal trainers, it depends on the personal trainer how they are already trained. And what I mean is, if you work in like a commercial gym, like somewhere like you know, LA Fitness or Bali's or somewhere like that, where it's, you know, it's a commercial fitness where people just come in just to train and they can, and you work there all day, you stay on site. If you do that type of personal training, then it affect them hard because they were literally making their training just strictly off of people within the, because the whole gym shut down. I should say it like that, because they, you know, all the gyms shut down. Me personally, it actually went very well because I was actually doing virtual training long before the pandemic ever hit. So I was already set up on that platform. And for those who don't know, virtual training is just simply training online through video chat. So I trained through both Facebook Messenger, I trained through um, Snapchat, I trained through Instagram video, you know, stuff like that. You can just meet with your trainer on there. And also Zoom as well is another platform that you can use to do your online training. But for me, it worked very well because, like I said, a lot of my personal in-person clients, all they had to do was pretty much just transition. I just showed them how to do it, how I was already doing. I got a couple of clients in Germany, like I mentioned before, and in New York, and Georgia, and Colombia, and Florida. You know, I've had, you know, different clients in these areas over the past several years. So I was already training online, and then I just showed my clients. I said, "Well, look, we can still train online. Y'all can set." And what my clients did, they just set up shop in their garages. They set up in their front yards, in their backyards. They would take their mats outside, and they would work out outside, or they will, you know, just set up in their living room, or, you know, in their bedroom, and we would train from there. So it really didn't stop. I actually gained more clients during the pandemic through
Nice,
virtual training. Yeah.
nice, nice. So the next question kind of tied into what you just said.
Mhm.
What have you done to overcome the obstacle of COVID-19 being a personal trainer? I know you see you went to virtual. So tell me somebody that um, process like right now about being a personal trainer and doing it virtually, but you used to having core base as far as clients in a gym. Trainer, how to transition to personal how
Can
do
you
you teach somebody to go virtual during the
um
pandemic? What steps and what process did you take? Even
um
before the pandemic, what steps and process you took?
for some people for some people that was the process that they've always known with me, was virtual, because some people I've never met face to face. It was some of them, they just heard about me, or they saw like maybe some of my videos online, or they were related to someone that I was training, and they were losing weight and the person getting results. And then they asked them, how are you doing it? And then they told me, well, this is my trainer, this is their information, this is information and stuff like that. And so the people, they reached out to me online, and they contact me, hey, I wish I could train with you, you know what I'm saying? You're doing a good job and stuff like that. Or they ask me, well, hey, do you offer online training? And I've had some just come straight out and just ask me if I offer it. I told them, yeah, that's no problem. And then when I very first got into it, we just met up online. We just did a video chat, and then we started talking, and we had a great time talking. You know what I'm saying? We're like, okay, this is definitely going to work. And so, for some people, it is a struggle. Uh, if you've ever worked with me one-on-one, and for those who are watching that have worked with me one-on-one, for some of them, it has been a struggle. Because some of them, one thing I've learned, everybody's different. And you have some people who need that presence. You know what I'm saying? For some, it's just that physical presence. Some people need that physical presence of you just being able to stand there and them being able to look at you directly in your face and high five, laugh, and stuff like that. Some people just need that physical presence. They feel better that way. They don't really care for it. Others are perfectly fine. Others are perfectly fine with with that transition of going to the virtual training, because I've had some who were like, oh man, I love the convenience of just being in my own house. I love the convenience of not having to get off of work and then pick the children up and then from school, and then, get them fed and get them taken care of, and then changing clothes, and then trying to run back to the gym, and then having to get back home from the gym, and then trying to cook dinner for the hubby and everything and stuff like that. So some of them love the convenience of just being able just to go home, make sure the kids are good, go in their bedroom or go in their living room, not having to get back in the car and rush to the gym. They love just being able to stay at the house. And then the interaction is still the same. Like the same way you and I talking, I'm able to demonstrate every exercise. I'm able to correct their form. As long I tell them, well, position your phone this way, make sure I can see this. I want to be able to make sure I can see your full body, so I can make sure that the form is right, foot position is correct, make sure that you're lifting right, and I can, and just like if I was physically standing there by them, I'm able to correct this and tell them, okay, this many reps, and I usually have like my tablet with me, so I'm able to say, okay, 5 more seconds, okay, 10 more seconds, okay, we're gonna do this for 1 minute, what I'm saying, we're gonna, so I'm able, because it's still, other than having the physical presence, everything else is the same. You know what I'm saying? Being able to interact, laugh, joke around, clown, make sure that you're going through it. People are still getting the same results, but mentally, some people just prefer to have that physical presence over the virtual.
That kind of goes into my next question. I was going to ask you, what are the benefits of going virtual and online now? Just not only the pandemic, but as far as, like I said, same thing as profit as well. People really.
Your voice is kind of breaking up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. It's like I heard the first part of the question, and your voice started breaking up.
Okay, so I'm gonna repeat it then. So you going into like the next question I was gonna ask you, which was the virtual, what's the benefits of virtually online? Right now, we know because of the pandemic, it's all make it really go through. But overall, single father, people that are married have kids at home and they're reporting on that.
It's still breaking up a little bit now. It's like you would start off fine, but then it start going to computerized, like a voice.
Okay. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine. Like you would start off talking fine, and then it'll break up, and then it come back, and then it break up. I got legit to your question. As far as I know, you said what is the difference? What are the benefits of doing online training versus not just with the pandemic? But I got legit to what you're saying. Like I said, just some other stuff you were saying, it kind of your voice started breaking up. Kind of missed you.
So it was more of the single parents, the parents that are married and have kids at home but work a full-time job. What's the benefit for them? As you like said, you were leading into it with the last question, but I want to specify on that specific question. What are the benefits of people working out with you from home? virtually online?
Um, well, yeah, the benefits would definitely be the convenience part. Because I deal with so many different clients who have younger kids. I deal with clients who are actually in school. I deal with clients who have husbands. You know, I deal with clients who have all types of different situations at home who uh, they get off, or they probably get off really late. I've had some clients that they don't get off to 8, 9 o'clock, something like that, and so they really don't feel like having to go by the gym. They really rather be in the house and doing it. So sometimes people, and then you have others who are. I've experienced some clients who are actually shy, and they prefer to be in a more private setting. And even though our sessions are private, sometimes there could be other people in other parts of the gym doing things, or I work in a martial arts gym, so we have people who are off, doing boxing, or we have other classes going on. Even though we're off on our own doing our own thing, some people feel better with just not being looked at all. Some people prefer
Not to cut
being in.
you off for a second there, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You said you work in a martial arts gym. What's the name of that gym and where it's located?
Team Robinson MMA and Fitness, and
And
it's
that's located
located
where?
on 337 West Liberty Street here in Sumter, South Carolina.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And so we have a lot of, I was saying some people prefer just being in that private setting, just in the comfort of their own home where they know they're not being watched, they know nobody's looking at them, and they just feel very comfortable. And also some of them love, a lot of my clients, they love being able to, as soon as the workout is over with, they can just go straight to the kitchen and start cooking, or they can go straight, they just walk right to the bathroom and get the shower started. They're saving gas. You know what I'm saying? They're saving time and gas money by doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's the results always stay the same. Because I can train someone just as good online just as well as I can train them in person. The only difference is the style of training. We're taught different techniques, especially with my different certifications. I learned a lot of different techniques and approaches that help me to be able to train anybody anywhere, or with any type of injuries or any type of settings, with weights, without weights, just strictly body weight. You know,
I got a
I
question.
can train you. What's up?
What you said you help people with injuries, but you're diverse in physical therapy as well?
Yeah, now I'm not a physical therapist.
Okay.
I want to make that very clear. I'm not a physical therapist, but one thing that I've trained to work with, I have a certification called Athletic Body Imbalance. Okay, so what that is I'm certified to work with athletes from both little leagues all the way to the collegiate level. Um, so even up into pro. And so one thing that we do is we help balance the body by getting rid of any left-right asymmetries, any left-right imbalances. Being an athlete, you've been an athlete yourself. I know, being an athlete, being out there on the field and playing sports, you have to be able to, when you start getting more in the collegiate and pro levels, you want to make sure that any type of weaknesses you have, you work on those weaknesses. You get rid of any imbalances, and you got to be able to maneuver on both left and right sides. And we all naturally have one side that's more balanced, and the other one side that's more stronger than the other, one arm that's stronger or more balanced, one hip or one leg on one side that's more strong and more balanced and stuff like that. So what I do is I take you through a series of tests, assessments, and I assess what all your weaknesses are, where you weak at, where you imbalanced at, and then from following those tests, I help you strengthen all those weaknesses. So if there's any imbalances, I strengthen those. And so we're also trained to work with injuries as well. You know what I'm saying? So if you have any type of injuries, or if you caught an injury in while you were playing sports or something like that, we're able to help rehabilitate to a certain degree to help you get back to optimal performance. So that's where I learned those things from. Now, like I said, I'm not a licensed therapist. It's not a therapist course, but we had to learn these things within the course that I did. We had to learn to work with injured athletes to help them balance, to create those balances in the body, and help them, like I said, get back to optimal performance. Optimal
You,
performance.
you learned this through the online college that you went to, right?
Yep.
What was the name of that college again?
Well, that was ISSA.
All
This one I learned through was through exercise, ETC. I can't exercise training.
We can put it in the comments below. We can put it on.
Yeah, I make sure I lock it in. I got several certifications, man, and so
Okay.
yeah. But this one was through ETC. So
Okay.
sports.
So we all got to do pros and cons. So what are some of the drawbacks you think of virtual online training as compared to you physically? And what I mean by that, I have motivation on my own.
Hmm.
You hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
I have motivation on my own, but at the same time, it's like, what about those people that need somebody there pushing them? So what's the
Right.
drawback of virtual online training compared to physically being with them, if you notice any?
That's a good question. I would say the only drawback, like I said, it really depends on the person. Um, and me as a trainer, uh, okay, well, one of the drawbacks I would say me as a trainer, 'cause like I said, I train, like I said, I can train. I have different methods and different styles for training online versus individual. I mean versus in person. So I think the only drawback for me as a trainer, first of all, is um, me being able to help the person activate certain muscles or stimulate certain muscles physically. And what I mean is most of the time when I'm first introducing a particular exercise or I'm first introducing a routine or anything like that, I always demonstrate it to the T. I always make sure. And one thing I also tell my clients, and I tell other trainers too, to make sure that their clients understand what muscles that they're working. Okay, because one thing that I see a lot of in my career as a trainer is that people will mimic the movement but won't necessarily use the right muscles to make the movement. You know what I'm saying? So like some people may grab a weight and may just throw the weight up. They sit there and they just throw the weight up and they sit there and throw the weight up. Well, they don't realize that you're using your whole body. You're using your back, you're using your hip, you're using your leg, you're using your shoulders. And so your bicep is getting maybe 10, 15% of the workout. You know what I'm saying? So they need to be taught how to pull it, how to actually lift the weight. Or one thing, especially in women are are weaker in their upper body. So one thing I see a lot of is that, for instance, lat pull downs. You take the bar above your head and you're pulling the bar down either behind your neck or you're pulling the bar down this way. Um, One thing I see a lot of with women is that women will use their arms. Now that particular exercise is for your latissimus dorsi, the muscle located right in here. And
What muscle is that again?
latissimus dorsi, we call it the lats.
Okay.
It's located right in this area. It's for your back. So one mistake that most women make is women will naturally use their arms to pull down. Now they watch me demonstrate it. And so they're doing the motion. They're doing the same thing I'm doing. I'm pulling behind my head, so they're pulling behind their head. We're doing the exact same movement. The only difference is I'm pulling from this muscle and they're pulling from here. So a lot of times what happens is they'll sit there and burn their arms out and they'll be like, oh, my arms are burning. I was like, your arms should not be burning because this is a back workout. So you mimic the movement, but you use the wrong muscles to do it with. This is a very common mistake made, not just in the gym, but just in life. But we can get deep into that later, but if you
So
want to.
what
But
you saying form
um,
matters.
form matters. Not just form, but understanding the muscle.
Okay.
And that's one thing that I'm able to physically do, because one thing I physically do is what I'll do is when I have my client doing the pulls, I get behind them and I actually tap the muscle that they're supposed to be working. What tapping does is just like if you were to go to the doctor and they put the tourniquet on your arm and try to get the blood or try to get the vein out and they tap it. What they're doing is they're stimulating the nerves and they're stimulating the tissues in that area. and they're stimulating that blood vessel, and it's causing it to activate. It's causing it to pump up.
I learned
It's
something new.
causing it to show itself. Huh?
I learned something new.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? So you tap it. So it's the same concept as if I tap the muscles on the back. So when I'm back there and I'm tapping the muscle, I'm stimulating it, because mentally your mind goes to where I just hit you at. So while you're doing the exercise, your mind is thinking about this muscle while I'm tapping it. So you're way more inclined to use the right muscle as you're pulling down. So that part, that aspect of training is one of the things that I can't do through virtual training. You know what I'm saying? Because now I make sure I talk people through it, and I make sure I give as much clarity as I can virtually. But from the physical aspect as a trainer, that's one of the biggest things. Excuse me. That's one of the biggest things that I would say that I wish I'm able to do that I can't do. That's one of the drawbacks of doing that, being able to physically, And then I love to interact. I love to celebrate. I like to high five. You know what I'm saying? We dap each other up. You know what I'm saying? While we're working out. So there's that whole side to it.
Okay.
Like I said, and for the client, like I said earlier, it's just that mental wanting their trainer physically there. Some people just feel better when you're physically there. So.
Next question.
Mm-hmm.
Why should somebody hire a virtual or online personal trainer? We understand COVID is going on, but reiterate why somebody should hire a personal trainer during these times and even after COVID is over. What's the convenience of why somebody should hire a personal trainer? Why should somebody hire Derek Span right now as a virtual trainer?
Gotcha. You should hire a virtual trainer because the same reason why you would hire a trainer just in general is because you want to make sure that you're not wasting your time. You want to make sure the whole reason why a person should hire, and this is all tied into the same question, the whole reason why a person should hire a trainer in general is to get the professional knowledge and the expertise to help you reach the goals that you want and that you need. When you think about it, if your car were to break down right now, most people in America will go to a mechanic. Unless you just have all the knowledge you need to fix your own car, you're going to go to a mechanic. If your toilet breaks down right now, who are you going to call? You're going to call a plumber. Yeah. If you get sick in your body, you don't try to just, or if you're experiencing all kinds of stuff, or you got injured and you bleeding out your head, or you got a terrible cut, or you got injured on the job and your finger just came off, or something like that, you go to the hospital. You're not going to just sit there and pull up YouTube and try to fix yourself. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to fitness and health, it should be the same approach. When you know that you're out of shape, you're unhealthy, and you don't know what to do. Now, yes, let me make this very clear. Yes, there are a lot of people out there who do their own research, and they have been very successful in training themselves. But those people I promise you, can testify that it takes a lot of research. It takes a lot of research. It takes a lot of trial and error. It takes a lot of, understanding your body, knowing how your body responds. It takes a lot of self-motivation. That's another big thing. It takes a lot of being self-motivated, having that drive, finding the time, and then applying everything, seeing what works, and, and just staying consistent with it until you get to the place of, okay, I know how to train me. That's wonderful. But for everybody else, there's a way more people who don't know, who don't have the time, who don't have the zeal to put into trying to find that knowledge and trying to find out what works for them. Most people don't even know where to start, and the difference between if you can easily go on YouTube and you can watch videos of people training and different HIIT routines and different workout routines. You can follow your favorite person on YouTube. The only issue with that is that you are a person to person. Most people can't go on just YouTube and find workouts that are just going to fix their problem. Some people have injuries. Some people have health issues. Some people have heart issues. Some people have respiratory issues. Some people have motivation issues. Some people have depression. All this stuff affects your overall health. Some people don't know what to eat for themselves. You may learn how to work out, right? But do you know how to eat? Do you know how you should be eating? Do you know what's okay? Do you know what's not okay? Do you know how many lies are really out there about the fad diets you think are actually going to help you get to where you are? Do you understand all this stuff to nutrition to the place where it's going to help you get where you need to be? You know what I'm saying? Some people don't even know where to start when it comes down to trying to find all this stuff out. You know, it's so much to it that it's like, why don't you just hire someone who will guide you through the whole thing? People don't understand that when you hire a personal trainer, a real personal trainer, not someone who just calls himself a personal trainer, someone who's a personal trainer for real, for real. When you hire a personal trainer for real, someone who knows how to train you and get you from the point A to point Z and do it in a great way to get you that optimal place of health, you don't have to do anything but show up. That's it. You don't have to try to figure out, okay, what am I going to do today? Okay, what do I need to eat today? Okay, what do I need to do? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to try to figure out, okay, I need to test, I need to measure my body fat, I need to find out what my body fat percentage is, I need to find out what my muscle, what my BMI is, I need to find out what this is, or I need to, okay, let me find out what foods don't work for me. Let me find out, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to do all that. You hire a professional, expert in that field. We step in and we handle all the work for you. I tell my clients, all you got to do is show up. I take care of the rest. Even when it comes down to the nutrition, I will, once we sit down and we find out what your daily activities are, I did kind of determine what time, how many calories you're burning based off what you do for a living and what your daily activities are and, you know, how much running around you're doing. And I sit down and I actually measure your body fat and we sit down and we discuss your nutrition. We find out, you know, what your daily eating routines are like, what your daily eating habits are like. And from there, I help to fill in all the gaps. I help to put certain things together. I help to show you, I help to cultivate, you know, your whole life and we help to figure out what you need to do, some different things adjustments that we need to make to your life to help get you to a better place of health and fitness and stuff like that. And from there, once I learn you and once I get to that place, I pretty much take over and all you have to do is follow my lead. You don't have to try to figure everything out. That's what you pay me to do. I got you on that. You know what I'm saying? So I know what to do. I know what to get you. If you knew what to do, you wouldn't need me. You wouldn't be in this place. You know what I'm saying? That's what I tell people. But you know what I'm saying? You don't have to try to figure everything out. I will coach you through all of that. So
I got a question based on what you just said. So just know your predictions with now that COVID-19 happened and it transfer or transition everybody to an online virtual training. How do you think virtual and online training?
Hold on, you said how do I think? You said how do I think virtual online training is what?
Would do when COVID-19 stops.
I think
it's more, like you said, more convenient. So how you think virtual online training will do to still personal training in the gym? Do you think virtual training will have a higher demand because everybody see they can do this from home and don't have to, you know, the people that we talked about before with the kids, with the husband, come home, still got to cook, you work a 12-hour shift. I work at a hospital, so I understand. So I just try to it can be done, but how you think once COVID-19 opens up, all the gyms open back up, how do you think virtual online training would stand compared to the gyms opening back up? Would you think the virtual online training would still have a higher demand?
Yeah, I really do. Because and for different reasons. One, once again, the convenience of it all. And two, because some people, another people I've encountered doing this for so long is people in the gym, I've had, okay, for instance, I've had a lot of people come to me in different gyms where I'm just working out, you know what I'm saying? Or they always come to me with, Derek, you know, I can work out on my own. I could do this on my own, but I just don't know what to do. Can you help me, you know, with a plan? Or can you help me put something together? So there are a lot of people out there who motivation isn't the problem, knowledge is the problem, you know, and then vice versa. Some people, you know, have knowledge, but absolutely no motivation. So I've had people just hire me just for that push, because just to help keep them in line and help keep them accountable. They actually are very athletic and they actually have knowledge of what they need to do. But, you know, some people just need that accountability person that is going to push them. And when they're in there, that person that won't let them stop. Just when they know they can do 5 more reps, the person won't just let them stop because they're being lazy. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, so you have those who come in the gym and they just want to be, just know, what can I do? What can I do at home, or what can I do in the gym and stuff like that. So, um, and then uh, some people really don't know what to do at home. They know what to do in the gym. So some people will continue virtual training just because they, you know what, I like working out at home better. I've had some tell me that. I have some that have not stepped back into the gym yet. Even though our gym has opened back up and we still have to follow CDC guidelines
What gym is
and
that?
everything.
What gym is that again?
That's Team Robinson. Team Robinson MMA and Fitness.
And located in.
Sumter, South Carolina, 337 West Liberty Street.
Okay.
Yeah, so we opened back up. We continue to follow CDC guidelines and everything, and we got a lot of people still coming back working out. But even with that, I still got some that say, you know what, I prefer virtual. I have others who ran back to the gym. It was like, virtual was cool, but I want to get back in the gym. Some people are going to run back because of the environment, because of that physical presence, the energy inside the gym. And then some people are just going to stay home because they're like, I just love the convenience. And I realize now that working out from home, I can get the same results. You know what I'm saying? Some people, once they experience it, they're like, okay. And you have others who can't see outside the gym. They just don't know. They think, I gotta have weights, I gotta have this, and I gotta have, I gotta have a squat bar. That's the only way I'm going to get in shape. They never experienced anything outside. So sometimes, like I said, some people, when they experience training at home, it's like, oh man, I can do this from the comfort of my own house and I'm still getting results. I'm still sweating. I'm still breathing hard. I'm still getting gains. I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to always have those two types of people, So yeah, I think online training will still be going very strong.
Yeah, I think the same thing. So I think virtual online training is introduced to some people. Because look at it from my standpoint, or from your standpoint, is away from everything. You got kids running around at home. You have your husband there. You got your wife there. Sometimes people just want to go to a gym to get that alone time, work out their stress, work with a personal trainer, and they come home and be their best self. So that's why I said it was like kind of like 50-50 with me. Just virtual online shows you, okay, you don't have to go to the gym 6 times a week. You can go 3 times a week and do virtual the other 3. So like that for me, it's like, okay, do I have time to physically go to a gym?
Right.
And now, or do I have time because I want to get away from everybody? The gym is my outlet.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So going on to the next question, how do you keep your clients motivated? Virtually online. For the people like me that need somebody screaming literally in the ear, I'm a veteran. I did 9 years in the military. So somebody that needs somebody screaming in my ear to get, I got motivation, but then life happens. So now you got to bring it back to be determined. So how do you keep people motivated? Now, I'm a gym rat, just like you're a gym rat. We can push each other.
Right.
But what about that Nancy or Sue or Kim or the time, at home, feeding their kids, feeding their husband, working 12 hours, might get a part-time job. How do you keep them motivated during the pandemic right
now? So to answer that question, everybody is very different. Personal training is very personal. Because once you get,
can you say that again? I like how you said
personal training is very personal. Because you have to, as a trainer, and I know, well, one thing I tell other trainers, especially when they're starting off, a lot of times they talk to me about, how far you think I can go with this. They ask me a lot of questions about being a trainer. I said, you're going to learn to go from being a trainer to being a coach. And being an athlete in your pastime, that a coach gets involved with your personal life. A trainer can just train you just in the gym and stuff like that. But that's why I always refer to myself as a fitness coach, because I get involved even in your personal life. Once I get very involved with my clients, because I get very involved with my clients because I understand that their entire well-being of their entire life affects their entire fitness. You know what I'm saying? Making sure they stay stress-free, making sure they stay drama-free, having that peace of mind. Just all that stuff matters in your overall fitness. chemically wise. That's another discussion. Um, not trying to veer too far off the question, but so in order for it to keep a person motivated, you have to know that person. You have to kind of know what makes them tick. You have to kind of know what makes them like. I know my clients in and out. I know I can tell you when they're going to get mad. They can tell me, they can send me a text and say, "Oh my God, this happened," and I know what type of mindset they're already in. And so I immediately began to say, "All right, well," or some I can make a joke about it, and just some I know I just have to just to make them laugh, and that's going to help them forget about it, keep them in that place of peace. Or and some I got to say, "Hey, suck it up," you know. And some you got to kind of pat them on the back just a little bit, you know, show a little sympathy, and then kind of help them get through it. There have been times when I've had to cancel whole sessions. I mean, like literally cancel whole sessions, and we just sit down and talk. I've had a client one time. They want a treadmill. And if you're watching, I'm not gonna say your name. Um, it's an older client. I'm not training her right now anyway, so I don't train her anymore. But it's an older client that I had, and one time she was on the treadmill, and I left her warming up, and I went to the bathroom. By the time I came back out, I was looking at her, and she just had this dreary look on her face, like she was just sad looking and everything. I looked at her, I said, "Yo," I said, "What's wrong?" Immediately, she broke out into tears and just started crying and just started talking about everything going on in her life. I said, "Okay, turn the treadmill off." I said, let's just stop. Let's just stop. I said, just sit down for a minute. We're just gonna sit down and we're just gonna talk. For the whole hour, we sat there and we just literally just talked. I canceled the whole session. I said, let's just talk. I said, because I understood that from a health standpoint, her just working, being who she is, I know just trying to work out through all of that is going to be non-effect. She can do the whole workout and not get one benefit from it because your body has all the stress going on the inside. So it's making what I do, what we do in the gym, obsolete. You know what I'm saying? So that's just another tip for everybody. You know what I'm saying? If you live a stressful life and you're stressed out all the time, that's a big reason. I guarantee that's a big reason why you're not getting gains, especially if you're working out. Peace of mind is very important. But anyway, so I just use that as an example. So for her, I know it takes, okay, we're going to sit down. She has to talk certain things out. So it's just knowing the person. There really is no one particular answer for that question. You just have to just know who you're working with and know what makes them happy, know what helps them, makes them strong. For some, it's just something simple as saying jokes. For others, it's sitting down and giving them a chance, giving them the first 15 minutes to just talk out their issues. Some may have a long day. They having issues in their marriage, or the kids are out, wilding out. Some have money issues. Some have, and they open up about a lot of stuff they don't normally open about, to a lot of people. Some people actually open up to stuff. Some are just tired of, they feel depressed because they just got back from a doctor's appointment and they're just starting off and they're like, I just feel defeated, you know what I'm saying? Or they're in school or they're making bad grades and the classes are on their mind, you know what I'm saying? So you just really have to know how to interact. That comes with just understanding how to interact and just knowing what your client needs for that moment. What they probably needed on Monday, they probably don't need on Friday. You know what I'm saying? They probably just needed a swift kick in the butt on Monday because they were just being lazy. But Friday, they might be stressed out. So you might need to, let them talk it out a little bit. And then we can, when you get the chance, push them, and then the last 40, 30 minutes, they're up, they're ready to go, they're ramped up, they pumped. Some just need some good music. You know what I'm saying? I put some good music on. They heard the music. They're like, hey, you know what I'm saying? They start dancing to music, and then they're ready to go. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do my turn up ages now. I was like, some they just but that's how they look though. Because the moment they like this, they're like, oh my God. I was like, I sign on. I'm like, yo, what's wrong now? I'm like, I don't feel like this. I was like, can we just do it tomorrow? I was like, no, we can't do it tomorrow. I said, you signed up for the day. I said, let's get it. And I was turning music on. I said, come on now, let's get it. They're just like, hey, all right. You know, but you start seeing them kind of move and everything like that. And then start turning. I'm like, and then I'll just be spontaneous. And I'll say, all right, I see that little movement that you're doing. I said, let's warm up just like that. And they just started going like that. It's like, all right. I was like, now warm up. I said, move the hands back and forth. with hands back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I'll start sitting there grooving with them. You know what I'm saying? I'll say, this is the warm up now. This is the warm up. I said, you got to follow me. And I'll stand up and I'll start dancing or something. And then they'll start dancing. You know what I'm saying? And so then they're ready to go. And from there, so you just have to be, as a coach, as a trainer, you just have to know how to interact with your client as an individual and understand that everybody's different and you can't train everybody the same. You have to have that, always have that understanding and have that mentality. You cannot approach everybody the same. You have to know what that person's needs and be able to provide that need, to meet that
All
need.
right. Great advice. My next question. We always hear exercise and diet. You
Mm-hmm.
can't do one without the other. You need both.
Right. Right.
In your program, do you offer something about meal prepping?
Yes. Yes. I
Can you
definitely
elaborate
offer
on
meal
that?
prep. Yeah. All right. So what I do, as part of a part of everybody's program, I also do work with them on nutrition. I'm also a nutritionist, certified nutritionist, and so one thing that I always do, I take them through assessments in the very beginning. After we have our consultation, I take the next step is to do an assessment, and I have two different assessments that I do. I have one is a physical assessment where I test your athletic abilities. I test your upper body strength, I test your core strength, I test um, your endurance, lower body strength. I test all these things so I can see where you are um, as far as your athleticism. So I'll know from jump, okay, they're a beginner or they have very weak upper body, but they have very good leg strength or they get tired very easily. You know what I'm saying? So I learn all this stuff in the beginning. The next assessment I also do is where I measure your body fat. Um, and I measure your lean body mass, which is pretty much your body weight without the fat. Um, I get your weight, and I ask you a series of questions, like I said, earlier, as far as like which your daily activities and all this information helps me determine what your daily calorie intake should be. So how many calories that you should be eating in every meal, how many calories you should be eating overall for the entire day. And so once I determine these calories, then from there, and in the assessment, we'll also sit down and discuss what foods you like. Um, the thing now, when it comes down to these dieting, I like to make eating fun because at the end of the day, let's be real. People are not going to stick to anything they can't enjoy. You will do it. You may have enough drive to do it for a period of time, but you're not going to stick with it for life. My goal is to try to help people learn how they can apply the nutritional values and um, fitness into their everyday life for the rest of their life so that they can just spend the rest of their life being healthy, not making it a seasonal thing, not just doing keto for a while or not just doing, Atkins for a while. You know what I'm saying? And you're not sticking with it. You do it for a few months, get little results, and then you drop off of it and then you gain the weight right back. You know what I'm saying? It's not, I don't do fad diets. I just show you exactly how to approach eating. And I learn which your diet already consists of. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes one thing I teach my clients is not always about what you take away from your diet, it's what you add to it that makes a big difference. Sometimes, don't just eat, you know, uh don't just eat grits and bacon and all this other stuff for breakfast and then turn around and eat burger and fries for lunch and then turn around and have pizza for dinner. You know what I'm saying? Don't do all that. You know what I'm saying? Learn. I'm not saying you can't have your grits and your sausage and your eggs in the morning. You can have that, but then for lunch, make sure you do something with more substance. Do sweet potatoes, you know, baked chicken. Get some vegetables on the side, like what I'm saying, some green beans or some green peas or some black eyed peas or even some leafy greens like some kale or some spinach, you know what I'm saying, and sprinkle a little balsamic vinaigrette on it or something, and then eat that for lunch. And then for dinner, and then in between, eat like an orange and a handful of almonds or an apple and a handful of almonds, in between as a snack in between. And then for dinner, come back and eat like a spinach salad with, grilled chicken or some fish or some, tilapia or salmon or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Just as an example, you know, um, you don't all your diet is not going to be perfect. My diet isn't perfect, but my health is great because I've learned the secret to how to balance. You know what I'm saying? I still eat pizza here and there. I still have cake and ice cream here and there. I still, go out and I eat, my pastas and my burgers and fries. I still eat those things. Those things are not completely out of my diet. I still have them from time to time. But if you also look at my refrigerator, I have a lot of grapes. I keep a lot of cherries. I keep watermelon. I keep blackberries. I keep bananas. I keep apples. I keep peanuts. You know what I'm saying? I keep all different types of stuff in my diet that always help me balance, keep me a good pH balance, and keep my hormones balanced, keep all my chemicals balanced in my body. Like I drink plenty of water throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? I get my pomegranate juice. I keep different things in my system. I make sure I take my daily vitamins, D3, B12. I keep this stuff in my system. Doing these things on a consistent basis will allow you to be able to eat the foods that you always enjoy eating. So, and to not have to cut everything out and not just completely, I can't eat this no more. I can't eat that no more. I can't eat that no more. No, you can still have it. Just learn how to balance. So that's what I teach all my clients to do. And I show them that they're able to still eat those foods that they like. You can still have your chocolate from here and there. You can still have this here and there. You just have to understand how to balance. So I help you fill in those gaps and fill in those holes and see where you're missing these different nutrients in your diet and help put those together. So I definitely do meal plans. I give people different options for different types for the way I do the meal plans. I have like a meal menu or it's another type of meal plan I do where I just tell you exactly what to eat. The one that has more options. You know what I'm saying? I have different ways that I do it, but I definitely put together meal plans and help them get their nutrition on point from start to finish, man. So
Nice, nice. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know about nutrition and how your body actually works. Everybody's body is different. One thing I learned. So what might work
hmm
for a client of yours might not work for somebody else.
right,
So that's
exactly.
definitely helpful. We're almost running out of time.
Okay.
Real quick tips for people at home that want to work out with no motivation. What's something simple they can do at home? Build on their metabolism and build on their motivation level.
Okay. Well, one tip I would definitely give people, first thing in the morning, and this will help boost anybody's metabolism. This will help flush out anything in their system that may have been stagnant overnight. This help really get their heart rate flowing, help get the blood pumping first thing in the morning. For anybody, first thing in the morning, even if you have to set your alarm for extra 10 minutes or extra 15 minutes to get up, it's worth it. One thing I would definitely suggest is have a bottle of water, and if getting some fresh lemons, a room temperature bottle of water and like some fresh lemons, something like that, and have a fresh bottle of water fresh lemon squeeze in the water, and have that ready to drink first thing in the morning.
Okay.
That's going to, and for those who don't know, lemons have so many different health benefits. I don't have time to go into all of them, but all the details of it. But one of the benefits of lemons that will help you first thing in the morning is it has alkaline properties. It makes your blood alkaline. So when lemons hit your blood, you heard like alkaline batteries.
Mm-hmm.
It's so it's about energy. So when you get that water, that flush, first of all, the water is going to flush out. It's going to clear your throat. It's going to clear your esophagus. It's going to clear your body. Get that water flowing. It's going to help open up those veins. It's going to get that blood flowing. It's going to help transfer more oxygen throughout your system. Getting that water first thing in the morning, and then having that lemon in it is going to help give you that energy boost first thing in the morning when you're still waking up and you begin to start moving around. That lemon water is going to help do that. First thing, drink some lemon water. Next thing I would do is begin stretching. Just simple stretches like taking your arms, bring your arms across, stretching these muscles just like that, and then coming here, stretch the muscles, and then standing up, and then stretching out, waking your torso up, and stretching out, and then stretching to the side, and then, turn my camera, then, do a stand up straight and do a nice back and arm stretch like this. And you want to hold every stretch, hold it for about 15 to 20 seconds. And some people ask, well, how long should I do the stretching? Should I do it 5 minutes? Should I do it 10 minutes? I tell people stretch until you feel loose. You know what I'm saying? Because you may stretch, Travis may stretch, and he may feel loose within 3 or 4 minutes of doing the right stretching. You stretch and you feel, oh, I feel nice and loose. I feel, Some people may be a little more tight. So you may stop after 3 or 4 minutes, but you might still feel a little tightness and stuff like that. You may need 5 or 6 more minutes. You know what I'm saying? So just stretch till you feel the looseness. So you want to hold it for like 15, 20 seconds. And then if, stretch it out and then do it again, and then um, another thing I would do is, kind of do like twist motions. You want to do natural functional movements that will help pump and help get the blood flowing. Because that's what, at the end of the day, that's what you really want in the very beginning. You want your blood pumping. You want your heart pumping. You want your body turned on. You want your body moving. Because a lot of times people get up and they're walking lazy, and their body never really wakes up till probably around the peak of the day. You know what I'm saying? And by that time, you're pretty much sitting at a desk, so you're still not doing a whole lot of movement, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So do something to really get your heart moving, and that's going to really get your energy flowing. You can do simple things like squats, just waking up, and all these things before you eat anything, before you do anything, do some squats. Do some squats. Get some squats going on in your life. Do like maybe 20 squats. And then right after you doing friends doing your stretching, go straight and doing 20 squats. Stretch out your legs, stretch out everything. I know for sake of time, do you want me to demonstrate anything or just want to just kind of talk it out?
We can say that for part two. We definitely have to.
Okay, all right.
We really go deeper in this conversation and really inform people why they watch.
Okay.
We got a few minutes left. So this part of the podcast is about you. Tell the people how they can reach you on social media. If you have any merchandise, what you got coming up next, they might want to look out for. So right now, just give a shout out. Everything's gonna be in the link below. So all the information that we're saying right now will be in the link below.
Okay.
YouTube video, so they'll be able to look at it and just click. But verbally, let people know what you got going on.
Okay. Well, coming up, before I get into different ways to find me, coming up, keep your lookout for my big online fitness business. I'm actually running a business right now, where people can find me, and I actually have like a little small website where people can find me and schedule appointments. You can schedule consultations with me at www.vagaro, VAGARO.com / train with Derek. And remember, that's DEREK. I know people still see DEREK in there. Yeah. It'll be down there. And from on that platform, there you can read up what I have going on. You can read up as far as all that I offer, and you can set up your own appointments with me, whether it's just a simple consultation, where we just meet and we just talk about your health, talk about what you're trying to do, talk about what you probably need health-wise, fitness-wise. And then you can also set up from there. You can also set up your appointments with me for actually training. Whether if you're in the city, if you're in Sumter or in the area, we can set up appointments where we can meet in person, or you can just set up appointments where we can just do everything online through there. I also have another website that will be launching pretty soon, so keep an eye out for that. I'll keep everybody informed when that happens. That's going to be something big. That's going to be on a much bigger platform, and you'll see what I have in store for that. Also, you can reach me on Instagram. My IG is Ruler3, RULER and the number 3. I'm also on Snapchat, or DSpan03. My Cash App is
Go ahead, brother.
yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
For those who want to be you know what I'm saying, if you wanna just talk to me on Cash App, DSpan3. We have good conversations on Cash App. A lot of people, matter of fact, try contacting me first on Cash App. You know what I'm saying? If you just feel like, spend $25 on Cash App and just talk to me.
You muted yourself.
So, yeah, that'll get you a response quicker than anything. Sorry, I had a phone call come through. But also, and on Facebook. Oh, I'm going to say this real quick. On Facebook, I still have a second account open. So if you go to facebook.com and type in Derek Span, look for me with the hoodie on. I'm going to get that taken care of, but it's the picture with the hoodie on. I've had some people send requests to the wrong. Cause I never deleted my old account. So if you put in Derek Span, it'll still pull up both accounts. So I just want to make sure I make that clear. It's the picture of me with the hoodie on, the blue hoodie on, sitting down, smiling in the camera. So that's the one. And yeah, that's it for my social media following. So I don't have Twitter. I don't have TikTok. I don't have any of those. But yeah.
All right. Everybody give it up for my host today, Derek Span. Give him a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you for the knowledge. Thank you for everything that you did and giving us today.
I appreciate it, man.
All your links will be in the link below the YouTube.
Okay.
So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like and push that notification button so you can know when the next interview is coming up. Thank you again for blessing me with the podcast and
I appreciate the interview, man.
I love you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.